God says, "A woman in your family has spoken your name into the presence of darkness. In a moment of hidden weakness or deep jealousy, your name was whispered into a place it never belonged. It was not your doing, and yet your spirit has felt the weight of something unseen for too long. That ache, that unshakable heaviness, the delays, the moments where nothing made sense, these weren't just life being hard. These were chains, set in motion not by your actions, but by a trap meant to keep your light dim. God is speaking now, not in fear, but in love, because His love always warns before the storm overtakes. This is not to frighten you, but to remind you. He sees all, and nothing escapes His eyes. Type 2323 if you agree. You have not been forgotten. God has been watching over you, even in moments when it felt like heaven had gone quiet. This is a call to step out, to rise up, to finally break free from the lies whispered over your destiny. He is revealing now that time is not in your enemy's hands. You are not cursed, you are not bound, you are not trapped by fate. But this message is your moment. You have 15 seconds in the spiritual realm to make a shift, and the Lord is already reaching for your heart. Every time you cried without reason, every time you felt drained for no cause, every season of sudden confusion and emotional fog, these were not coincidences. These were shadows trying to settle around you. But darkness trembles at the sound of His name. You belong to the One who calls the stars by name and yet still knows every beat of your heart. You were chosen long before any dark word was ever spoken against you. The woman who lifted your name to forces not of God may have done it out of pride, envy, bitterness, or blindness, but even that cannot outmatch the power of divine mercy. God is not showing you this to stir hate or division in your family, but so you finally understand why certain cycles have kept repeating. It ends now. You will not be the victim of unseen forces any longer. Your name will be known in heaven, not in the camps of spiritual attackers. Your identity is rooted in Christ, not in curses passed through lips hidden behind smiles. God's love is not silent when His child is in danger. He is exposing what was buried in secret so you can live free. The 15 seconds are not about earthly time, but about spiritual obedience. You don't have to know what to do or how to do it. You only need to turn to Him now. Open your heart with faith, and let Him rewrite the story that others tried to damage. Type 2121 if you trust in God. The attacks against you were real, but their power was temporary. The trap was designed, but it failed because God stepped in. If you're reading this, then you're already walking into light. This is not the end for you, it's the beginning of something sacred. You are being pulled from hidden snares, and heaven is singing over you. The angels of God are fighting battles you cannot see, canceling agreements you never signed, and shattering spiritual bonds that never belonged on your soul. From this moment forward, the power that tried to tie itself to your name is being broken. It will not pass on to your children. It will not steal your peace. It will not haunt your home or disturb your rest. In the stillness of your room, God has already begun to cleanse the atmosphere. Every shadow will lift. Every fear will melt. You are covered now. And not by chance, but by a blood-bought promise that was sealed long before your first breath. God says your tears were not wasted. Every silent prayer, every groan you could not put into words, every moment of inner struggle, He collected them all. He has turned His ear to your pain and moved His hand to protect you. There is no woman, no curse, no darkness stronger than the word He speaks over your life. You've been sensing something that no one else seems to talk about, a shadow lingering in places you never invited it. You may not understand how or when it all began, but God does. And right now He's lifting the veil. Type 111 if you believe. You were chosen before the enemy even had a thought to attack you. The call on your life was planted in heaven long before any whispers of harm were spoken on earth. But when someone within the bloodline, someone who should have protected you, chose to speak your name into darkness, a door was cracked open. They may not have known the full weight of what they were doing, or maybe they did. But God is not looking to shame or destroy them. He is looking to rescue you. His eyes are on your soul, not their actions, and his focus is on your freedom, not their faults. Some nights, you've tried to sleep, only to toss and turn with no peace in your heart. You've had dreams you didn't understand, felt pressure on your chest for no reason, or walked through your home feeling like something unseen was watching. This is not imagination. This is a war between heaven and hell for the peace of your spirit. But the beautiful truth is, this God never left you. Even in the silence, even in the confusion, he stood guard. He let just enough be revealed so you'd know this was real, but never allowed the darkness to fully swallow you. You may have lost time. You may have lost relationships. You may have even started to lose yourself. But today is the day where restoration begins. This is more than words, it's a divine interruption to the spiritual pattern that's been circling your life. The trap was designed to delay, confuse, and weaken you just enough to make you give up, but you didn't. And now God is stepping in with the authority of heaven. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. You need to know this. It wasn't your fault. You were not the cause of the pain, the loss, or the confusion that followed you. You were the target, not the weapon. And God is not angry with you for the seasons you questioned, the times you pulled away, or the moments you felt numb. He saw it all. He stayed near. And today, he is surrounding you with his light, a covering so strong no force in hell can penetrate it. The woman who spoke your name may have been hurting. She may have believed a lie. She may have followed a voice that was not from God. But you do not need to know her reasons to receive your freedom. God isn't asking you to seek revenge, speak out in anger, or stir division. He's asking you to stand still and let him fight for you. He's asking you to trust that this battle belongs to him. There is a reason you are still standing, despite everything that tried to break you. There is a reason your heart still longs for peace, even after all the noise. It's because you were made for more than this pain. You were made to walk in the light, not in fear. You were made to pray with boldness, not cry in confusion. You were made to carry healing, not the residue of another person's decision to partner with darkness. God is rebuilding the walls around your life. He's closing every door that was opened without your permission. He's silencing every voice that tried to confuse your purpose. And he is restoring the years the enemy tried to steal. You are not too late. You are not too far. You are not too broken. His hand is on you, and nothing can remove it. The feeling of being watched will fade. The tension you carry in your shoulders will lift. The unease that shows up without reason will be gone. Your home is being cleansed in the spirit, even now. Every corner, every room, every crack where heaviness tried to settle it is being reclaimed by God's presence. Your sleep will return. Your laughter will come back. Your heart will breathe again. He knows the tears you cried in secret. He knows the prayers you whispered under your breath. He knows the things you couldn't even explain to those closest to you. And he's saying now, I heard you. I never ignored you. I only waited until it was time to rescue you fully, not partially. This is that time. You won't have to look over your shoulder anymore. The atmosphere around you is shifting. What was sent to trap you is breaking apart. God's light is clearing the air, not just around you, but inside you. He's removing the spiritual fog that made it hard to see your future. He's strengthening your mind, your body, and your soul. You will no longer second-guess yourself, feel unsure of your next steps, or doubt your connection to him. Clarity is returning. Confidence is returning. Peace is returning. And through it all, he is staying close, not just today, but every day, from now on. You are not just protected, you are being anointed to walk in the very opposite of what was spoken over you. Where darkness tried to limit, you will expand. Where fear tried to hold you, you will fly. Where confusion tried to cloud your mind, divine wisdom will guide your path. The pain you carry did not start with your mistakes. It began the moment someone let jealousy or hidden anger speak your name into the wrong places. You weren't supposed to find out this way, but I have chosen this moment to reveal the truth because you are not alone and you never were. I have waited patiently for you to understand that what's been haunting your peace wasn't imagined. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. There is something very sacred about the moments when I intervene quietly. I've seen how often you have forced a smile when your soul was crying out for air. I've watched you carry burdens that were never yours to hold, and even though no one around you seemed to notice, I did. You tried to pray it away, but the heaviness would return. You tried to work harder, love deeper, trust more, but the shadows never left. That's because this wasn't about the natural. This was a spiritual weight, placed by hands that should have held you up, not tried to hold you down. There is no need for fear, because the battle is already tilting in your favor. My presence is moving through the roots of this affliction. Every lie spoken about you, every word cursed in the dark, every ritual made in secret, it is dissolving now in my light. Your name is being rewritten, not in the places of darkness, but in the book of peace. I'm reclaiming what they tried to hand away. You are mine, and I do not let my children stay in chains. This was not just about delay or confusion. It was about trying to dim your light so it never reached its full purpose. But I built your spirit to outshine what came against you. Even though the enemy tried to plant fear and insecurity in your heart, I have planted something deeper, a strength that does not shake, a hope that does not fade, a love that never leaves. You are being lifted up now, not because you fought perfectly, but because I never stopped fighting for you. Type 222 to break every chain in faith. You may have started to believe that something was wrong with you, the way things always seemed to fall apart, the friendships that betrayed you, the sudden turns in your path, the constant restart of your peace, just when you thought you were finally okay. These were not random. These were signs. They were symptoms of a spiritual snare wrapped around your name, pulling at your progress. But the snare is breaking. You are coming out whole, not halfway healed. I want you to stop blaming yourself for things that were never yours to fix. The people who should have protected you didn't always understand what they were doing. The woman who spoke your name may have thought she was protecting herself or proving something, but what she really did was open a door she could never control. That door has been swinging ever since, letting in restlessness, fear, doubt, and sadness that seemed too heavy to carry. But I am here now, and I am closing it. For good. The air around you is clearing. My angels are standing guard where torment once lingered. Every night of restless sleep is being replaced with rest your body has longed for. I am walking through your home, through your thoughts, through every place your feet will go. There will not be a trace left of the trap that once hovered over you. It will be like smoke blown away by a strong wind gone, and never returning. Do not look back. Do not try to make sense of what they did. Do not waste your breath trying to explain to others what I have shown you in the Spirit. Some things are too deep for words. I want you to stay focused on the healing, the restoration, the light that is pouring in now. This is not about her anymore. It is about you. About the destiny I wrote for you before you were ever in your mother's womb. About the plans I still have for your life. And they are still good. I have seen how many times you almost gave up, not just on others but on yourself. The disappointment, the betrayal, the way people twisted your heart and left you to gather the pieces. But I never asked you to carry that pain alone. I only waited for the moment when you were ready to let me lift it, and you're ready now. You don't need to understand every part of the past to step fully into this new season. You just need to trust me, and I will handle the rest. What the enemy tried to mark as a curse, I am turning into a calling. The very place where your name was dragged through darkness will now become the place of your greatest testimony. You will speak from experience. You will walk with a knowing. You will be gentle with the broken and firm with the lies. You will pray differently. You will discern clearly. You will no longer walk blind in a spiritual world. You are not the same person who cried on the bathroom floor, whispering my name in desperation. You are not the same soul who doubted if I even heard you. You are stronger now, not because life made you tough, but because my spirit has always lived in you, and that spirit is waking up again. Fully, boldly, powerfully, you will not shrink anymore. You will not apologize for your strength. You will not dim your light so others can feel comfortable in their shadows. And while the enemy tried to use her words to pull you into confusion, I have been setting things in motion to pull you out. My child, you've been walking through a storm you couldn't explain, battling spiritual winds that had no name, but I have always known the source. And now, I am revealing it because it is time for your release. Type 555 if you are ready for breakthrough. There is no pain I have not seen, no thought I have not heard, no tear I have not counted. I watched as you carried the weight of emotions that never belonged to you, the sudden sadness that came without reason, the anxiety that sat on your chest before you even opened your eyes, the way you questioned your worth in the silence of your mind. These were all signs that something unseen had tried to rest its hand on your life, but that presence is lifting now. My light is moving through your spirit like a rushing wind, driving out every lingering darkness and making space for joy again. You were never created to carry this burden. You were never meant to be the one who felt heavy without cause or lost without direction. What was spoken against you was not greater than what I placed within you. My hand has always been stronger than the curse, and my plans have never bowed to the whispers of the enemy. I have allowed enough. I am breaking the cycle now. The voices that tried to speak delay into your life are being silenced. The patterns that kept you walking in circles are being broken. You will not spend another season second-guessing yourself, questioning your purpose, or feeling like something is always just out of reach. The cloud is lifting. You are about to see clearly. I am clearing the fog, and in its place, I am pouring clarity, wisdom, and deep peace. Not a peace that disappears in trouble, but a peace that stands firm when the world shakes. You may not understand how someone from your own family could speak against you, but I do. The enemy has always looked for those who are close, because the closer the wound, the deeper the pain. But I want you to hear this with all the love I carry for you. Your healing will not be held hostage by what they did. You will rise, not because of them, but in spite of them. I will use what was meant to destroy you as the very thing that builds you into who you were born to be. Type 1010 if you believe healing is here. My presence is with you now, stronger than it has ever been. You may feel the warmth pressing on your heart, a stillness resting on your chest, or a gentle stirring deep in your soul. That is me. That is my love covering the places where pain once made a home. That is my spirit removing the remnants of every word, every act, every spirit sent to harm you. You don't need to fight it in your own strength. You don't need to fix what you don't fully understand. You only need to rest in me. I'm doing what no hand on earth can do. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not invisible to me. I saw you before this began. I stood beside you while you endured it, and I am walking with you now into a new season where none of it will follow you. This is the turning point. You are walking out of agreement with every lie. You are stepping out of every label placed on you by wounded people. You are free. This freedom doesn't just stop with you. It reaches your children, your home, your future. The enemy tried to curse your name so that generations would suffer, but I have already written a new story. Your lineage will walk in light. Your home will be filled with peace. You are reversing what they tried to release. The spiritual trap has lost its grip, and your life is becoming a declaration of what I can do when my child chooses to trust me. You were never in this alone. Even when you had no words left to pray, I was still listening. Even when you didn't feel strong enough to worship, I still surrounded you. Your faith may have felt small, but it was enough. Because faith was never about having all the answers, it was about trusting me when the answers didn't come. And you did. You kept going. You kept showing up. You kept breathing, even when it hurt. And now, I'm restoring what you thought you lost forever. You will feel joy again, not the fleeting kind, but the kind that lingers in your bones. You will feel safe again, not because everything is perfect, but because my presence has taken over your space. You will dream again, not the restless dreams that brought fear, but the kind of dreams that speak to your future and fill you with life. I am awakening your heart from the numbness. I am bringing color back into your world. What once felt gray will shine with light again. And through all of this, I want you to remember, you are deeply loved. Nothing about what happened has changed that. I never loved you less on your worst day. I never turned away when you were lost in pain. I held you closer. I waited patiently. And now that the truth is revealed, I am still holding you, even stronger than before. Nothing can remove you from my hands, not darkness, not betrayal, not even your own doubt. The woman who tried to curse your name cannot stop what I am doing. Her words will fall flat. Her plans will return to her empty. You don't need revenge. You don't need to expose anyone. I will take care of the justice. I just need your heart to stay soft, your eyes on me, and your spirit open to what I want to pour into you now. Your name is written on my heart, not on the lips of those who try to pull you down. This battle was never just about her choices. It was about your calling. The enemy wanted to silence it before it could shine. But now, I'm uncovering the schemes that were set against you, not to shame you, but to release you. Type yes to affirm God's love over your life. You have walked through days where nothing made sense. People turned cold without reason. Opportunities slipped through your fingers, and your mind, which once carried peace, started to carry pressure you didn't know how to explain. This didn't come from nowhere. But my child, I never stopped covering you. What was planted in secret is being uprooted by my hand. What was sent to confuse is being replaced with wisdom that only I can give. This is not just about protection, it is about restoration. I am restoring what was stolen in the spirit. I am restoring the years you felt overlooked. I am restoring the sleep you lost, the trust that was broken, and the hope that slowly faded in the background of your heart. You were never meant to live under a hidden weight, and today, it lifts. I am the God who sees what others miss. I saw how you tried to stay strong, even when your soul was quietly aching. I saw how you gave, how you loved, how you kept believing even when it felt like nothing was changing, and I never forgot. You are not what they tried to label you. You are not what they whispered in their envy. You are not the lies that wrapped themselves around your progress. You are mine. That truth is louder than any curse, stronger than any assignment against your life. My angels have gone ahead of you, clearing the paths that were once blocked. You will no longer be held back by invisible chains. You will no longer feel stuck while others move freely. What held you in place is breaking, and not because you fought perfectly, but because you are deeply loved. Type 1919 to receive the miracle of release. There's been a quiet battle around you, one that you could feel but not fully see. It left you questioning yourself more than you should. It made you pull back when you were meant to stand tall. But I have been softening the ground beneath your feet so you can run again. The hesitation that came from spiritual oppression is being replaced with boldness rooted in truth. The walls around your heart are being dismantled gently. You won't need to live in fear of who might hurt you next. I am sending the right people into your life and removing the ones who never came with pure hearts. This is the moment your soul has been crying for. I am not just releasing you from bondage, I am preparing you for overflow. You thought surviving was your only goal, but I have more, much more. What you called endurance, I call training. What you thought was punishment, I was using for your protection. You did not lose time. You were preserved in the hidden place, away from harm that would have crushed you if I had allowed it. You are not too late for your destiny. The woman who gave your name away cannot remove what I have written. Her decisions may have caused some storms, but they did not cancel your purpose. They simply exposed the depths of my protection over your life. You were never walking unguarded. Even when you felt exposed, I had a shield around you. And now, I'm strengthening you to walk boldly into your next chapter. You've grown in ways that only pain can teach. You've learned to listen deeply, pray quietly, and stand still when everything inside you wanted to run. Those weren't wasted moments. They were building something inside of you. They were preparing you for a grace you never saw coming. That grace is here now. That freedom is yours. That promise is unfolding. I am not rushing your healing. I am walking with you through every layer of it. You will not need to pretend anymore. You will not need to hide how much it hurt. I already know, and I will meet you in every part of the process. Some things may still sting. Some faces may still cause a deep ache, but over time, my peace will settle into those places. You won't carry bitterness. You won't carry blame. You'll carry wisdom, discernment, and compassion, the kind that only comes from walking through fire and finding me in the middle of it. This season is going to look different. It won't be marked by constant tension, spiritual confusion, or emotional ups and downs. It will be marked by peace, by clarity, by progress that lasts. The same God who shielded you in the middle of battle is now guiding you into restoration. Doors that were locked by hands that didn't want to see you rise will open without resistance. Paths that were crooked are being made straight. You will hear my voice again, clear, gentle, and sure, and you will know it's me. I'm not asking you to figure out how to heal from all of this. I'm just asking you to walk with me, to trust me with the places that still feel raw, to believe that I am not finished with your story. I don't just want to deliver you, I want to transform you. I want to fill your life with so much evidence of my hand that people will know you've been with me, that your breakthrough didn't come from luck or manipulation or chance, but from my love alone. And for the one who spoke against you, let me carry that too. I will deal with every word, every action, every hidden thing that was sent to hurt you. You don't need to carry anger. You don't need to seek justice. I am the God of justice, and I do not overlook anything. You, my child, were always on the right side of this battle, even when you didn't know it. You may have felt it long before you ever saw it, the shift, the strange resistance, the sudden storms where there once was peace. You kept walking, even when you didn't know what you were walking through. Now, I am revealing it to you, because it is time for your freedom to take root in full. Type 777 if you know God is setting you free right now. You weren't imagining the patterns. You weren't overthinking the cycles. That feeling of something pressing against your progress that wasn't just hardship, it was a spiritual pressure, stirred by someone who allowed darkness to speak through them. But you don't have to fear what was done. I saw it all, and I allowed it to go only so far. I never let it destroy you. I never let it take what truly mattered. I held your future in my hands, even when others tried to cut it down at the root. The reason this moment matters is because it marks the end of what has quietly fought against your joy. You will not go into another season carrying chains you didn't ask for. You will not spend your future trying to explain invisible battles to people who never saw the weight you carried. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into authority. You are walking out of the shadow someone else tried to place over your light. That woman may have called it tradition. She may have justified it as protection. Or she may have acted out of fear and envy, hoping that by handing your name to darkness, her own life would feel more powerful. But I do not allow my children to be used. I am not a God who turns his face when evil is done in secret. I bring things into the light not to shame, but to heal and set you free. This is that light. Type 111 if you're ready to walk into a new beginning. You've wondered why relationships kept falling apart, why doors opened and then suddenly slammed shut, why your heart felt so unsettled even when life seemed calm. These were signs. The spiritual realm is real. And while you couldn't see the full battle, your spirit felt every strike. The sleepless nights, the heaviness on your chest, the dreams that disturbed you, the tension in rooms where no one else felt it. You weren't weak. You were being pressed by a force that came from a place you never expected. But I have always known, and I am not allowing this story to continue. What was spoken is being revoked. What was sent is returning to the pit it came from. You are not the one who will suffer for someone else's rebellion. I am cutting every spiritual cord that was tied to you without my consent. You are not owned by darkness. You are not marked by failure. You are not trapped by curses. You are mine. You are free. You will begin to notice how your body feels lighter, how your thoughts start to flow clearly, how your heart no longer sinks without reason. That is, my healing working through every level of your being. You are not just being set free in the spiritual realm. You are being restored in your emotions, your mind, your relationships, your direction. What was once clouded is clearing. What was tangled is loosening. What was shut is opening. And even though pain tried to teach you that love wasn't safe, I am showing you a different kind of love now. A love that never leaves. A love that never asks you to perform. A love that does not harm you to help you. My love builds. My love shields. My love redeems. You will begin to see yourself the way I see you, whole, valuable, chosen, and full of potential. The bitterness that wanted to grow in your heart will not win. I am turning it into wisdom. The grief that sat on your shoulders for too long will not weigh you down anymore. I am turning it into power. What they meant to silence, I am giving a voice. And you will speak not from revenge but from revelation. You will not carry anger, you will carry peace that confuses your enemies. You will walk with strength, not the kind that hardens you, but the kind that softens others with its depth. I want you to know deeply and without a trace of doubt that no one's actions can cancel what I have ordained for you. The darkness they invited will no longer have access to you. I have drawn a line. The spiritual attack ends here. No more cycles, no more confusion, no more hidden heaviness. You are stepping out, and I am walking you into a place of protection so complete, it will be as if the enemy never touched you. From this day forward, even your atmosphere will change. The way people treat you will shift. The way opportunities open will feel easier. The resistance that once met you at every turn will fade, and you'll know it wasn't luck. It was me. It was always me, making a way, clearing a path, waiting for this moment to pour out my presence in a way you couldn't miss. I don't need you to be perfect to receive this freedom. I just need your yes. I need your heart to stay open. I need your spirit to say, I trust you, even when I don't understand it all. And that simple yes is enough. I will do the rest. I will finish what I started. I will guard what I restore. I will carry you, not just through this moment, but through every day that follows. I am not distant when my children are under attack. I have waited for the right moment to speak this truth into your spirit, not to scare you, but to strengthen you. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something far more beautiful than the pain you've endured. Type 333 if you know God is lifting you out. You've been living with pressure on your chest that no doctor could explain, waking up tired even after sleeping, struggling to finish things you once began with joy. This wasn't laziness. This wasn't weakness. This was spiritual resistance trying to wear you down slowly, quietly, so you wouldn't notice it was never about you, it was about the purpose inside of you. The moment she gave your name away, the enemy thought he gained access, but he didn't know I already claimed you. What was meant to cover you in confusion is breaking now. What was meant to silence your voice is losing power. What once pressed on your mind will have no grip from this day forward. I'm declaring this over you not as a hopeful wish, but as a divine decree. You will no longer bend under the weight of burdens you cannot name. You will no longer dread the future or shrink in fear when opportunity comes. I'm healing your ability to hope again. She may have tried to block your progress by giving your name into rituals or words she barely understood, but I know the depth of her wounds too. This is not about vengeance, it's about truth. When I bring truth, I also bring freedom, and I'm doing that now. Freedom for you, healing for the parts of you that no one else knew were breaking, wholeness in places that were silently torn. I'm restoring what the darkness tried to hold on to. Type 888 if you believe the chains are breaking. The kind of warfare you faced can't be fought with logic or natural effort. That's why you felt so worn out. That's why every step forward felt like a battle, but you kept moving, even when it hurt. You prayed when you didn't feel strong. You reached out to me, even when you weren't sure if I was still listening. I never turned away. Every whispered cry in the night, every tired prayer from your pillow, every time you said, "God, please help me," I heard it all. You were never walking alone. You just couldn't see what I was shielding you from. Now I'm giving you eyes to see and a heart that won't be shaken anymore. You're stepping into a season where the very places that were once hardest to walk through will become the ground where you stand firm. You won't be afraid of your own story anymore. You'll speak with grace, not shame. You'll remember, but the pain won't sting the same way. I am that kind of healer. Let me remind you, your name carries light. Your spirit was designed for peace. I crafted you with care and intention. The lies that came from someone else's bitterness can't overwrite what I wrote in eternity. No darkness has the authority to change what I've declared over your life. The enemy only attacks what he fears, and he feared the anointing on your life. That's why the battle was so intense. But what he didn't see coming was your resilience. And now, my glory will rise on you not because of anything you did to earn it, but because of my faithfulness. You've wept long enough. You've carried the weight of invisible battles. You've been strong in rooms where you were silently being torn apart. But I am lifting that burden now. I am speaking directly to the spirit of oppression that tried to settle on your shoulders. It has no authority here anymore. Watch how quickly your atmosphere changes. Watch how people who once rejected you start looking at you differently. Watch how my favor starts falling on areas that were once dry. This is me. It's not your charm, your talent, or your efforts. It's my hand removing the curse and releasing the blessing that was held up for too long. I never denied you. I delayed it until the trap was exposed, until your heart could truly receive it without fear or distraction. You will rest again. You will smile for real again. You will feel at home in your own skin again. I'm not just healing your spirit, I'm healing your identity. I'm rebuilding your confidence, not in yourself alone, but in who I've always been for you. You will no longer fear going to sleep. You will no longer wake up anxious for no reason. Your dreams will become clear again. Your steps will become steady again. I am bringing balance to what felt out of control. This is your turning point. And though no one around you may fully understand the shift that's happening in your soul, you will feel it. You will feel me drawing near in the quiet moments. You'll feel me surrounding you when you sit in stillness. You'll know it's not just peace, it's me. I am restoring the intimacy we once shared, and I'm drawing you closer than ever before. You'll begin to recognize the difference between those who come with love and those who come with hidden intentions. You'll feel it in your spirit, and I will give you the wisdom to act with grace, but protect your peace. You'll speak truth with love, and you will no longer dim your voice out of fear of being misunderstood. I've placed discernment in you, and now it's awakening. I'm also restoring joy, the simple kind, the kind that lets you laugh for no reason, the kind that fills a room just because you entered it. That's the kind of freedom I'm pouring out now. You don't have to fake it anymore. You don't have to hide what you've been through. I'm turning it into a testimony. The same places where your name was whispered in darkness will become places where my name is glorified because of what I've done in your life, not for herself only, but for the one whose name she offered your name. And even though her decisions stirred up forces that tried to keep you in cycles of emotional pain, broken trust, sudden chaos, and spiritual silence, they didn't succeed. They only proved that your name carries a weight in heaven. And now, heaven is moving. Type 444 if you believe God is defending your name. You weren't mistaken. The strange heaviness, the distance you started to feel from the people you once felt close to, the doors that closed without reason, the plans that fell apart at the very last moment, it was all real. And it had a cause, but not a final say. I'm stepping into the very space where the enemy thought he had a hold on you. He tried to sow confusion, emotional fatigue, and disconnection, but I am bringing clarity, peace, and a sense of purpose you haven't felt in a long time. You kept walking through places you didn't understand, showing up even when your soul felt quiet and bruised. The enemy wanted you to surrender under pressure, to believe that something was wrong with you. But I kept whispering truth, even in the silence. And now I am speaking louder than the attack. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are not behind. You are mine. There were days you felt invisible, times when it seemed like the more you prayed, the more silent heaven became. You assumed you were being ignored, but I was watching you closely, protecting you in the waiting, and keeping you hidden from attacks that could have done far worse if I had not stepped in. What the enemy didn't know is that the delay was not denial. It was my shield. You weren't abandoned. You were preserved. The woman who opened the door to darkness by speaking your name into it may have done so through bitterness, fear, or manipulation, but she cannot stop what I have declared. Your name is not written in shadows. It is sealed in my book of life. I don't just know who you are, I know where you're going, and this pit you've been climbing out of is not your home. I'm lifting you now. Not just spiritually, but emotionally, mentally, even physically. You will feel the shift. Type 999 if you're claiming peace over your life. Every time you've said, I don't know why I feel this way, I knew. Every time you walked into a room and felt tension that wasn't yours, I knew. Every time you felt a heaviness that pressed on your chest, a sadness you couldn't name, a weight behind your eyes, I saw all of it. The unseen forces that tried to break your spirit were met by my hand. They wanted access to your mind, your body, your future, but they had to go through me first, and I said no. You're still standing because I stood between you and the trap. You're still breathing because my spirit has been breathing over you when yours felt crushed. That restlessness, that confusion, that emotional fog, it's all being replaced right now with fresh air, steady thoughts, and peace that anchors deep. You will walk differently from this point on. You will speak without fear. You will move without hesitation. Let this be your turning point, not just in circumstances, but in how you see yourself. You're not a victim of what was done. You are the evidence of what I protect. The very fact that you're still here, still reading, still reaching, still hoping, that is proof of power the enemy cannot undo. I'm restoring your sensitivity to my voice. You'll hear me more clearly. You'll feel when something is off. You'll walk into situations with discernment that wasn't there before. That's not fear. That's spiritual maturity. You'll begin to understand why certain people pulled away, why certain opportunities were blocked. It wasn't punishment. it was preservation. I was pulling you out of reach while I untangled the spiritual web that had been spun around your name. I allowed the separation so you could be free. I allowed the silence so you would hear me. And now, I'm allowing the breakthrough because your spirit is ready to walk in it. The woman who lifted your name into darkness cannot hold you anymore. Her words may have been spoken in secret, but I deal in truth. What was hidden is being brought into the light, not to expose you, but to elevate you. I am the God who rewrites stories, and I am rewriting yours right now. Every place the enemy said you would never rise, I am lifting you. Every place you were told you'll always struggle, I am bringing ease. Every identity you were forced to wear unworthy, overlooked, unwanted, I am replacing with truth. Chosen, loved, protected, enough. You are not marked by her betrayal. You are marked by my mercy, and what I'm doing in you will overflow. It will reach your children, your household, your lineage. This healing doesn't end with you, it starts with you. The curse stops here. The spiritual attacks stop here. The delay ends here. The fear ends here. You are not just walking into freedom, you're walking into legacy. I'm bringing you into rooms that were once shut to you. I'm aligning you with people whose spirits carry light, not hidden agendas. I'm preparing opportunities that no curse can block. I'm giving you rest, not just physical rest, but soul-deep rest that allows you to feel safe in your own skin again. This is not your imagination. This is not just a good moment. This is me. Let the heaviness fall. Let the tension leave. Let my peace enter. From this day forward, speak your name with confidence. I gave it to you. I anointed it with purpose. I covered it with favor. And no weapon, no prayer lifted in darkness, no name whispered in bitterness, no action taken against you can prosper. I have drawn the line. What was once circling your life is now fleeing. But the moment she spoke your name into the hands of the enemy, she set a spiritual chain into motion. One meant to confuse your mind, disturb your peace, and delay your purpose. But I did not sit by in silence. I saw it all. And even before it was spoken, I had already planned your rescue. Type 1717 if you believe God has gone ahead of you. You were not weak for feeling weary. You were not broken for feeling tired of it all. You were not lost when you started to feel disconnected from your own life. What you experienced were spiritual attacks wrapped in daily struggles. That heaviness in your chest when nothing seemed wrong, that anxiety that suddenly crept in during quiet moments, that constant feeling that something was off, even when everyone around you said everything looked fine, those were signs. Signs that someone had called your name where it never belonged. But what they meant for harm, I am using to reveal truth. I am not here to accuse. I am here to awaken you. I don't speak to condemn. I speak to deliver. That's why you're reading this. Because I've chosen this moment to show you what was hidden. You do not belong to darkness. You were not made to walk with a cloud over your spirit. You were not made to accept a half-lived life. You were created for wholeness, for light, for joy, for a purpose untouched by curses. What they tried to wrap around you has already begun to fall, and you've felt it. The emotional exhaustion is starting to lift. The sleepless nights have started to ease. You're noticing the shift. That is not coincidence. That is my spirit moving through your life, removing what was attached without your consent. I am reclaiming the parts of you that felt spiritually heavy, emotionally drained, and mentally scattered. I am bringing order to the places where confusion tried to rule. Type 1313 if you're ready for divine clarity. What she tried to bind, I am loosing. What she tried to bury, I am resurrecting. What she tried to stop, I am now accelerating. You are stepping into a season of supernatural recovery, not just recovery of time, but of peace, relationships, vision, and strength. I'm redeeming the hours you spent questioning yourself. I'm replacing the sorrow that lingered behind your eyes. I'm softening the edges of your heart that became sharp from carrying pain that wasn't yours to begin with. There is nothing in your story that I cannot restore, nothing spoken against you that I cannot reverse. You are not marked by the pain she caused. You are marked by the grace I give. The words she released are losing all spiritual ground. They have no place in your future. They cannot rest on your name. I am placing a covering on you now that will guard your mind, your home, your body, and your spirit. From this day on, things will begin to change not just on the outside, but deep within. The way you hear my voice will become clearer. The way you feel, my peace will become constant. The way you see yourself will begin to align with the way I've always seen you. No longer bound, no longer small, no longer silenced. I've given you a new foundation, not built on fear or confusion, but on truth. You are not the cause of the battle, but you are the reason it ends. I am using you to break generational patterns. I am using you to shift the spiritual atmosphere in your bloodline. You will not pass down what tried to attach itself to you. You will pass down peace. You will pass down wisdom. You will pass down light. You don't have to worry about who believes you or understands what you're feeling. I understand. I've walked with you in the silence. I've stayed near when others pulled away. I've surrounded you when no one else could see how close you were to giving up, and I didn't let you fall. Even when you felt numb, I was working behind the scenes. Even when your spirit felt flat, I was speaking to your soul. Now I'm stirring something in you that cannot be stopped. You'll begin to dream again, not with fear, but with hope. You'll feel inspiration again, not rushed, but steady. You'll be able to breathe fully, love deeply, and rest peacefully. That's what happens when I release a person from bondage. Everything begins to bloom again, and you're blooming now. This is not just emotional relief. This is spiritual freedom. This is the lifting of a weight that was never yours to carry. This is what it feels like when the war begins to end. And though you may still feel the effects of the battle, you're no longer in it alone. I am walking with you step by step. I will teach you how to walk in your new peace. I will guide you gently into healing. I will show you how to trust again yourself, others, and most importantly, me. Because the truth is, you never stopped being mine. Not when the attacks came, not when your faith wavered, not when you felt far from me. I never left. I never withdrew. I never gave up on you. Even now, my arms are open. My heart is full of mercy, and my plan for you is still good. Don't fear the days ahead. They are already covered in my promise. Don't mourn what you lost. I'm replacing it with more than you imagined. Don't carry shame for not seeing the attack sooner. You were not supposed to fight this alone, and now you never will again. And though she acted quietly, thinking no one would ever know, I saw it. I heard it. I felt the weight of your name when it was spoken into the wrong hands. But now, I'm taking it back. Type 1414 if you know God is fighting for you. You've been wondering why peace seems so fragile, why joy feels short-lived, why you feel drained even after rest. It's not just life. It's not just stress. These were symptoms of a deeper battle being fought over your soul, one that began the moment your name was used in rebellion against me. The enemy tried to claim ownership of what he never created. He tried to touch a life sealed by my hand. And while his influence caused disruption, confusion, and invisible warfare, he did not win. Because I never let go of you. From the very first whisper of darkness spoken against your name, I stepped in. You may not have felt me, but I was there. Every moment you could barely breathe, every tear you couldn't explain, every time it felt like something unseen was weighing down your spirit, I was standing in between, holding the full weight of what was meant to crush you. I kept you when you thought you were unraveling. I preserved you when no one else knew what you were carrying. And now, I'm releasing you from all of it. The spiritual weight that sat on your chest for so long, it lifts now. The tension in your body, the racing thoughts in your mind, the deep sadness you couldn't put into words, I am removing them. These were not signs of your weakness. These were signs of a spiritual chain trying to wrap itself around you through her words. But no one, not even someone from your own blood, can undo what I've established in you. You are chosen, you are protected, you are mine. Type 2020 to claim the covering of the Most High. The woman who spoke against you may never confess, may never apologize, may never face earthly consequences, but that does not limit my justice. I don't need a confession to restore you. I only need your heart to be open. That's what I'm after. Not revenge, not retaliation, but restoration. I want to rebuild the parts of you that stopped believing good things could happen. I want to restore the trust you stopped offering. I want to revive the joy you buried beneath weariness. And I want to remind you this isn't your fault. You didn't do anything to deserve what she tried to do. Her words, her actions, her decisions, they were not yours to carry. You've spent long enough wondering if you somehow caused it, or if you missed something you should have seen. But I am wiping away that guilt now. This was not your doing, and it will not define your future. What will define your future is my word over you. I have declared peace for you, and no curse can rewrite that. I have declared favor over you, and no darkness can erase that. I have declared healing in your body, mind, and soul, and nothing spoken in secret can block what I have already begun. You're walking into a season of ease where things that once resisted you will flow, where the places that were dry will begin to bloom, where the silence you lived in will be filled with songs of joy. You'll feel it soon. The rest, the lightness, the inner quiet, the kind of peace that doesn't fade when circumstances shift. That's me. That's my spirit clearing out every remnant of what was sent to harm you. You won't need to explain it to anyone. They'll see it. They'll sense the change. Some will wonder why you're glowing again, why your words sound stronger, why your presence feels different. And it won't be because you fought harder. It will be because I stepped in. Let me do what only I can do. Let me handle the people who tried to drag you into darkness. Let me rebuild what was shaken. Let me finish what I've started in you. You've carried enough on your own. You've cried in secret for long enough. You've questioned why things felt so hard even when you were doing everything right. That's because you were being fought in the spirit, not in the natural. But the battle is shifting now. You're not stepping into just another day, you're stepping into a new atmosphere. One filled with clarity, strength, and favor. Your feet will not stumble. Your hands will not be empty. Your heart will not be heavy. I'm aligning your life with my promises again. What was delayed will be delivered. What was lost will be restored. What was damaged will be rebuilt. Even in your relationships, I am working. I am cutting ties that secretly drained your peace. I am exposing the hearts of those who only stood near to watch you fall. And I am sending those who will walk with you, cover you, and carry your name in prayer instead of placing it in darkness. You're not walking alone anymore. I'm placing the right people around you, those who see you through my eyes. I am proud of you. I know that's not something you hear often, but I am. I saw how you kept going. I saw how you loved through pain. I saw how you believed in me even when it felt like nothing made sense. That didn't go unnoticed. Heaven stood still for you. And now, I am responding in full. Not in part, not in delay, but right now. You'll notice things fall away. Old habits, old fears, old feelings that kept looping in your chest. Let them go. Don't hold on to what I'm freeing you from. Walk away from what used to comfort your wounds. I'm healing you now, completely. There will be no residue left, no scar that still stings, just testimony. But no matter her reasons, the weight of that choice fell on you. You may not have known where the heaviness came from, but you felt it. You carried it. It wrapped itself around your joy, it clouded your peace, and it tried to pull you down in the quiet places where no one else was watching. But I was watching, and I've come to lift it off of you for good. Type 1515 if you know this is your moment of freedom. For years you've tried to explain what you felt to others, how things never seemed to go smoothly, how your plans felt like they unraveled at the very last second, how your spirit felt like it was pushing through something invisible but heavy. You didn't make it up. You weren't being too sensitive. The reason nothing seemed to last, the reason your peace was always interrupted, the reason you felt tension where there should have been ease, is because there was a spiritual war happening around your name. But even while the trap was forming, I was preparing your escape. Not a rushed exit, not a temporary fix, but a full and lasting freedom. I'm not asking you to try harder or fight more. I'm asking you to breathe, to rest in me, to trust that I've already gone ahead and torn apart what was meant to hold you down. I'm asking you to believe not because things look different yet, but because I have spoken, and what I speak always comes to pass. The chains around your name have snapped. The weight that lingered in your chest is being replaced with lightness. The confusion that settled in your mind is being swept away by clarity. I am not only removing what was sent to break you, I am filling the places it touched with my presence. Every space where fear sat is being filled with peace. Every place where sorrow lived is being filled with hope. You won't just feel better, you will be renewed. Type 1818 if you receive divine restoration. You may never hear her apologize. You may never get the truth from her lips. But that's okay. You're not waiting on her, you're waiting on me, and I have already answered. I've already declared that no curse formed against you will stand. I've already removed the spiritual roadblocks. I've already silenced the voices that tried to pull your name into shame, delay, and spiritual confusion. From this point on, your life will begin to reflect the shift that's happened in the spirit. What once resisted you will begin to align. What once drained you will begin to restore you. What once felt stuck will begin to move. I'm not only giving you peace, I'm giving you momentum. You will move again, with confidence, with joy, with direction. You will begin to build again without fear of collapse, because I have cleared the unseen ground beneath your feet. You are not marked by the decisions others made in darkness. You are marked by the light of my spirit. The trap they set for you has failed. What was spoken about you has lost its power. You are not who they said you were. You are not what they believed would happen to you. You are not the version of yourself they tried to limit. You are who I say you are, called, chosen, and rising. The fatigue that came from fighting in silence is being replaced by rest. The walls you built around your heart to protect yourself can come down now. You don't need to live guarded. You don't need to expect the worst. You don't need to question every blessing that comes your way. I am not a God who gives only to take away. I am not offering you false hope. I am offering you true freedom. You're not stepping into a repeat of the past. You're stepping into something new. I've prepared it just for you, this path, this season, this door. You won't have to force it open. You won't have to beg for it to stay. What I give you now is secure because I'm building it with my own hands. No curse can take it. No betrayal can undo it. No darkness can reach it.